Chosen one, you are an angel disguised in human form. Even Lucifer envies your power. There is a reason your spirit has always felt different, a quiet fire inside you that refuses to be dimmed, no matter how hard life has tried to silence it. You were never ordinary, never random, never a mistake wandering through a broken world. Heaven placed something rare within you, something pure and steady, and even in your weakest moments, that light has not gone out. You carry compassion that heals, strength that lifts others, and faith that refuses to die. This is not accidental. This is divine design unfolding in human form. Type Amen if you believe. You were sent into this world clothed in flesh, yet wrapped in heaven's purpose. You feel deeply because your heart was shaped by God's own tenderness. You endure battles because your soul was trained for victory long before you were born. There are days when you feel tired, misunderstood, and overlooked, yet still you rise with quiet grace. That rising is proof of who you truly are. Darkness recognizes light, and that is why opposition has followed you. It is not because you are weak, it is because you carry something powerful. Lucifer envies what he lost, and he recognizes in you the very reflection of God's love that he can never touch again. The enemy envies your access to grace. He envies your ability to fall and still be forgiven. He envies the intimacy you can have with the Creator. That envy shows itself through obstacles, doubt, and whispers of fear, yet none of it has been able to erase your calling. You are still standing. You are still believing. You are still loving. If your heart feels this truth, gently press the like button and stand with this light today. You have always wondered why people react strongly to you, either with deep love or strange resistance. It is because your presence carries weight in the spiritual realm. When you enter a room, you bring peace that shifts atmospheres. When you speak kindness, something unseen begins to heal. You may not notice it, yet heaven sees every quiet act of goodness you release into the world. God smiles over your efforts, even the ones no one applauds. Being an angel disguised in human form does not mean perfection. It means purpose. It means carrying divine influence while walking through human struggles. You cry, you stumble, you feel pain, yet you continue to choose faith. That choice is your power. Lucifer envies that power because he can no longer choose light. You can. Every single day, you wake up with the opportunity to align with love, to forgive, to trust, and to hope again. That freedom is a gift that shakes the kingdom of darkness. There were seasons when you felt abandoned, when prayers seemed quiet and answers delayed. In those seasons, you were being strengthened. God was building endurance in you. Angels are not formed in comfort. They are shaped through fire and refined by trust. Each tear you shed watered seeds that are now growing into wisdom and compassion. You are able to comfort others because you have walked through valleys and survived. Type 777 if you trust Jesus. You are not here to compete with anyone. You are here to shine in your own assignment. Comparison has tried to steal your joy, yet your journey has always been unique. The timing of your life is held carefully in God's hands. Nothing has been wasted. Even mistakes have been turned into lessons. Even heartbreak has been transformed into deeper understanding. You are becoming more aware of who you are, and that awareness is awakening boldness inside you. Lucifer envies your growth. He envies your resilience. He envies that every attack meant to crush you has only made you wiser and more compassionate. He envies that heaven fights for you. You may not see the spiritual protection around you, yet it is real and constant. There are battles you never knew about because God shielded you from harm. There were doors closed for your protection, not your punishment. You are learning to see yourself through God's eyes instead of through the lens of criticism. In his eyes, you are chosen, loved, and empowered. He does not define you by your past. He defines you by your potential and your willingness to keep moving forward. Each morning you wake up is another reminder that your story is still unfolding. There is more healing ahead. There is more impact ahead. There is more joy ahead. The world may try to label you as too sensitive or too intense. In truth, your sensitivity is strength. It allows you to feel what others overlook. It allows you to respond with empathy instead of judgment. Your intensity is passion for righteousness and truth. You are not meant to blend into darkness. You are meant to illuminate it. Even when you feel small, your obedience carries eternal value. God placed His breath in you. That breath still sustains you. It gives you courage when fear tries to take over. It gives you peace when chaos surrounds you. You are not surviving by accident. You are sustained by divine love that never runs dry. The enemy envies that connection. He envies the simple fact that you can whisper God's name and feel comfort flood your heart. You are stronger than you think. You are more protected than you realize. You are more loved than you have allowed yourself to believe. Every trial has been preparing you to step into deeper confidence. Every delay has been aligning you with better outcomes. You are not behind. You are being positioned. You were shaped to carry God's heart into places where hope feels thin. That is why your compassion often feels heavier than others. You sense pain quickly, and you cannot ignore suffering. That sensitivity is not weakness, it is spiritual awareness flowing through human form. A 7-second brainwave method, once limited to elite circles and tucked away in classified files, is now accessible to the public, and many refer to it as the 30-second miracle. Researchers say it stimulates a dormant brain center tied to prosperity and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's removed again from the internet. You have walked through seasons where you felt misunderstood by the very people you tried to help. Your kindness was questioned. Your motives were doubted, yet you did not stop loving. That perseverance is proof of divine strength working inside you. Lucifer envies that endurance because he cannot comprehend love that continues after betrayal. He cannot understand mercy that rises again after being wounded. What he tried to use to harden you only softened your heart in the right ways. There is authority in your gentleness. When you choose patience instead of anger, you shift spiritual ground beneath your feet. When you choose forgiveness instead of revenge, chains break that you cannot see. You may think your private prayers are small, yet they echo loudly in heaven. God hears every whisper. He treasures every moment you turn toward Him instead of away. That turning is power. It is a decision that frustrates darkness and strengthens light. Type 1111 if you trust in God. You are learning that your battles were never random. Each struggle revealed something hidden within you. Some battles showed you how strong your faith could become under pressure. Others revealed areas that needed healing and surrender. God has been refining you carefully, not rushing the process. Refinement can feel uncomfortable, yet it produces clarity and confidence. You are no longer the same person who once doubted your worth so easily. Lucifer envies your growth because every lesson has deepened your connection with God. He watches as setbacks transform into stepping stones. He sees how rejection redirected you toward better alignments. He notices that the more you rely on God, the more peaceful you become. Peace is something He lost forever. When you rest in divine assurance, you display something He can never reclaim. There were moments when you felt spiritually exhausted, as if carrying invisible weight on your shoulders. In those moments, heaven was closer than you realized. Angels were strengthening you while you slept. God was steadying your thoughts when confusion tried to overwhelm you. The fact that you are still moving forward is evidence of unseen support. You are not walking alone. You have never walked alone. You were designed to bring calm into chaos. People may not always understand why they feel safer around you, yet your presence carries reassurance. It is because you are aligned with something greater than yourself. When you speak encouragement, it carries substance. When you pray for others, it releases protection over them. This is part of being an angel disguised in human form. Your actions ripple beyond what your eyes can measure. Type yes to affirm. The enemy has attempted to distract you with insecurity. He has tried to convince you that you are too flawed to be effective. Yet God does not call the flawless. He empowers the willing. Your willingness to grow, to repent, to learn, and to love is what makes you strong. Even your humility is a weapon against darkness. Pride destroys, yet humility invites grace to multiply. There is still more unfolding in your life. New confidence is rising quietly within you. You are beginning to trust your spiritual instincts. You are learning to pause before reacting. You are discerning which doors to walk through and which ones to leave closed. This wisdom did not appear overnight. It was formed through tears, prayers, and patient waiting. Nothing was wasted. Lucifer envies your ability to change and mature. He envies that you can return to God after mistakes and be restored. He envies that grace covers you and teaches you at the same time. You grow stronger each time you choose alignment with truth. The enemy hoped your struggles would silence you. Instead, they deepened your testimony and expanded your compassion. You are also discovering the importance of rest. Being chosen does not mean being constantly active. Even angels wait for instruction. God invites you to breathe and trust that He is working beyond your effort. Resting in Him is an act of faith. It declares that you believe He is in control. This quiet trust unsettles darkness because it shows unwavering confidence in divine authority. Your story continues to unfold with purpose. There are connections being arranged that will support your calling. There are opportunities forming that will align with your gifts. Some will come unexpectedly, yet they will feel familiar to your spirit. You will recognize them because peace will accompany them. God leads with peace, not pressure. Remember that your power is rooted in love. You do not need to prove yourself. You do not need to force outcomes. Your influence flows naturally when you remain connected to God's heart. The enemy envies that effortless authority. He envies that your power is sustained by grace rather than by control. As you move forward, guard your heart gently. Protect your peace without building walls that isolate you. Stay open to God's voice. Stay sensitive to His guidance. You were not created to shrink back from your purpose. You were created to embody hope in places where despair once ruled. There will be moments when old fears try to resurface. When that happens, remember how far you have already come. Recall the prayers that were answered. Recall the strength you discovered in difficult seasons. Let gratitude steady you. Gratitude keeps your spirit anchored in truth. You are not competing with darkness. You are revealing light. Even when your influence feels small, it carries eternal weight. A kind word, a forgiving gesture, a quiet prayer can shift spiritual climates. Never underestimate what flows through you when you remain aligned with God. Lucifer envies your endurance because he sees that your faith has roots now. Storms may come, yet your foundation holds firm. You are anchored in something eternal. You are learning to see challenges as temporary while trusting God's promises as permanent. That perspective changes everything. What if wealth could be triggered from inside your own mind through a powerful sound frequency once hidden in classified files? Experts say this signal naturally attracts opportunity and financial freedom, and many people are already putting it to use. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate this hidden brainwave today. Continue walking in humility and quiet confidence. Continue loving when it would be easier to withdraw. Continue choosing faith when doubt whispers loudly. You are not merely surviving life. You are shaping it through obedience and trust. Heaven celebrates your progress, even when you do not notice it yourself. You are an angel disguised in human form, moving through ordinary days with extraordinary purpose. Even when you feel unseen, your obedience shines brightly in the spiritual realm. Even when you feel tired, divine strength renews you. God's love surrounds you consistently. Nothing can cancel what He has spoken over you. Situations that once stole your peace now pass through your life without controlling it. This is growth that heaven celebrates. You are learning to stand firm without becoming hard. Being an angel disguised in human form means you carry both tenderness and authority. You are compassionate, yet you are not easily manipulated anymore. You love deeply, yet you no longer abandon yourself to keep others comfortable. God has been teaching you balance. He has been showing you how to remain kind while also remaining strong. This balance frustrates darkness because it cannot easily confuse you now. There was a time when you doubted your spiritual impact. You thought your prayers were too simple and your faith too small. Yet God was listening to every word. He was strengthening your voice in the unseen realm. The enemy hoped discouragement would silence you. Instead, your quiet persistence has made you spiritually louder than ever. You have also begun to notice how your presence shifts environments. Tension softens when you walk in. Chaos slows down when you speak calmly. This is not coincidence. It is divine influence flowing through a willing heart. You are carrying peace that does not come from circumstances. It comes from connection with God. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. Lucifer envies your ability to remain hopeful when evidence seems uncertain. He envies your trust when outcomes are not fully visible. He envies the fact that your strength grows in surrender rather than in control. Each time you choose faith over fear, you reinforce your spiritual authority. Each time you choose gratitude over complaint, you weaken the grip of darkness. There have been battles you fought silently. You carried burdens without announcing them. You cried in private and still showed up with kindness in public. Heaven saw every tear. God collected every silent prayer. Those moments were not signs of weakness. They were training grounds for deeper resilience. You are also stepping into clearer discernment. You sense when something is not aligned with your spirit. You feel when conversations drain you or when connections are not genuine. This awareness is protection. It keeps you from investing your energy where it does not belong. God is sharpening your intuition so you can move wisely. Type 1919 to receive miracles. Your life is not meant to be lived in fear of the enemy. It is meant to be lived in confidence of God's covering. Lucifer envies your protection because he cannot break what God defends. He may attempt distraction, yet he cannot override divine will. He may try to intimidate, yet he cannot remove your calling. You are sealed by grace that he cannot touch. There is also a new boldness forming within you. It is not loud or aggressive. It is calm and assured. You are becoming comfortable with who you are in Christ. You no longer feel the need to shrink your gifts. You are allowing your light to exist without apology. This quiet confidence carries authority that shifts spiritual ground. You have learned that true power does not shout. It stands steady. It loves consistently. It forgives repeatedly. This kind of power unsettles darkness because it cannot be provoked into destruction. Your refusal to hate when hurt has been one of your greatest victories. Your choice to pray for those who misunderstand you has built strength you did not know you possessed. God is also expanding your vision. You are beginning to see beyond immediate problems. You are recognizing that temporary setbacks do not define your future. Your perspective is lifting. You are understanding that your story is part of something larger than personal success. You are here to impact hearts and reflect divine love in practical ways. Even your past pain is being transformed into wisdom. What once felt like loss is becoming guidance for others. You are able to comfort people because you know what it feels like to struggle and still believe. Lucifer envies that transformation. He hoped pain would make you bitter. Instead, it made you compassionate. There will be new opportunities ahead that align with your spiritual maturity. They will require courage, yet you are ready. You are not the same person you used to be. You have endured, grown, and healed. God has been preparing you in ways you did not fully understand at the time. Preparation often feels like waiting, yet it is shaping capacity. Continue to guard your peace. Continue to speak life over yourself. Continue to trust, even when outcomes take time. Your faith is not fragile anymore. It has roots that go deep. Storms may shake branches, yet your foundation remains secure. Remember that you do not need validation from everyone to be effective. Your identity is already secure in God's love. Lucifer envies that security. He envies that your worth is not dependent on applause. You are grounded in something eternal, and that grounding makes you stable. You are also learning to celebrate small victories. Progress that once seemed invisible is now noticeable. You respond differently. You think differently. You pray with more confidence. This steady change is proof of spiritual growth unfolding naturally. Your light does not need to compete with darkness. It simply needs to exist. Light automatically exposes what is hidden. Your integrity reveals truth without forcing confrontation. Your compassion softens hearts without manipulation. This is divine influence in action. Stay humble as you grow stronger. Stay gentle as you become bolder. Stay connected to God as your confidence increases. Your power is safe in His hands. It is guided by love, not ego. That is why it remains pure. A hidden brainwave once kept in classified files has been said to spark powerful prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch within your mind that pulls in abundance like a magnet. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. You are not an accident in this generation. You were placed here intentionally. Your voice matters. Your prayers matter. Your obedience matters. Even when you feel ordinary, heaven sees extraordinary faithfulness. Lucifer envies your access to grace. He envies that when you stumble, you can rise again with forgiveness covering you. He envies that God's mercy renews your strength daily. This is the gift you carry. This is the advantage you hold. There is a quiet unfolding happening in your life right now, something deeper than visible progress and stronger than outward change. God is shaping your inner world before He expands your outer one. He is strengthening your character so that when greater responsibility arrives, your spirit will remain steady. You are being built from the inside out. This is how divine power matures safely within a human heart. You once measured strength by how much you could endure without breaking. Now you are learning that true strength is knowing when to lean fully on God. Surrender has become your secret weapon. You no longer carry everything alone. You release what you cannot control, and in that release, heaven moves on your behalf. Lucifer envies that surrender because it connects you directly to unlimited grace. There were times when you felt hidden, as if your gifts were unnoticed and your efforts overlooked. In those hidden seasons, roots were growing. Hidden growth is often the most powerful kind. God was anchoring you so deeply that when elevation comes, pride will not consume you. Your humility has been carefully preserved. That humility is part of your protection. Type 222 to claim miracles. You are also becoming more aware of spiritual timing. Not every delay is denial. Not every closed door is rejection. Some doors were closed because they did not align with your calling. Some delays saved you from burdens you were not meant to carry. As your understanding increases, frustration is replaced by trust. You are learning to wait without losing faith. Lucifer envies your patience. He envies that you can endure uncertainty without surrendering hope. He envies the fact that even when answers are slow, your trust remains intact. Each time you choose patience, you grow stronger in ways that cannot be easily shaken. Patience builds depth. Depth builds authority. You are beginning to recognize how much protection has surrounded you. There were conversations that could have damaged your reputation, yet they never fully formed. There were opportunities that looked promising, yet they quietly dissolved before causing harm. You may not have seen the invisible battles fought for you, but they were real. God has been guarding your path carefully. Your compassion is also evolving. You still care deeply, but you no longer allow guilt to control you. You understand that loving others does not require sacrificing your peace. Boundaries have become part of your obedience. They keep your heart healthy and your focus clear. Darkness cannot easily manipulate someone who understands their worth. Type Amen if you receive this truth. There is also a fresh wave of clarity entering your thoughts. Confusion that once lingered is beginning to fade. You are discerning your priorities with greater precision. You know what deserves your energy and what must be released. This clarity is a sign of spiritual maturity. It allows you to move forward without unnecessary weight. Lucifer envies your clarity because confusion is one of his favorite tools. When you see clearly, you cannot be easily distracted. When you are aligned with truth, fear loses its grip. You are walking with sharper awareness now. You notice subtle shifts in your spirit. You respond with wisdom instead of impulse. God is teaching you that your influence does not need to be loud to be effective. Sometimes your quiet consistency carries more power than dramatic gestures. When you show up faithfully day after day, you establish trust. When you choose integrity in small moments, you build credibility that lasts. This steady faithfulness frustrates darkness because it cannot be easily dismantled. You are also discovering that your past pain no longer controls your reactions. Situations that once triggered deep insecurity now meet a calmer response. Healing has taken root. It did not happen overnight, yet it happened faithfully. God worked gently in places you did not even know needed restoration. That healing is evidence of divine care. There is still expansion ahead. Your gifts will stretch further. Your voice will carry more weight. Your presence will influence more hearts. Yet God is ensuring that as you rise, you remain anchored. Pride cannot survive in a heart that continually returns to gratitude. Gratitude has become part of your identity. It keeps you aligned. Lucifer envies your gratitude because it keeps your focus on God instead of on fear. Gratitude shifts spiritual atmosphere. It invites peace. It opens doors to joy, even in difficult seasons. When you thank God in advance, you demonstrate faith that unsettles darkness. Continue to protect your spiritual routine. Continue to nurture your connection with God daily. Your power flows from that relationship. Without it, you would feel empty. With it, you feel sustained. That connection is the source of your endurance and your peace. You are not required to rush your destiny. Timing belongs to God. Your responsibility is obedience. Each step you take in trust prepares the next one. Even when progress feels slow, movement is happening beneath the surface. Seeds planted in faith will produce fruit at the right moment. You are also learning to celebrate who you are becoming instead of mourning who you used to be. Growth sometimes requires releasing old versions of yourself. You are not losing identity, you are refining it. You are stepping into fuller alignment with the person God always intended you to be. Lucifer envies your transformation because he cannot change his nature. You can. You can grow, repent, heal, and evolve. This ability to transform through grace is one of your greatest advantages. Each transformation deepens your spiritual authority. A rare 7-second morning routine previously hidden in classified files is resurfacing, and people are already sharing stories of rapid financial progress. It requires almost no time, yet it activates a dormant wealth switch in the brain that most never access. Click the link in the description and comments now to access it before it disappears. Stay grounded in love. Stay steady in faith. Stay aware that your presence carries impact far beyond what you see. You are not ordinary. You are divinely positioned. Even in simple acts of kindness, heaven moves with you. When doubt attempts to whisper again, remind yourself of every battle you have already survived.